Hello everyone! Today we're trying to win this endgame with white. We have a bishop and a pawn, and this pawn is one step away from promoting, and black has a rook. And there is, as usual, only one line that wins for white, and I want you to try to find it. So pause the video, try to find white's only winning move here, and then come back when you want to see the solution. Best of luck! Okay, so we can't just promote this pawn to queen immediately, because black will just capture the bishop and then win the queen. And black wins the game. And if we try to first defend the bishop, then black will play rook to h8 and stop the pawn from promoting. And if we try to support the pawn, well, black can in the worst case just sacrifice the rook for the pawn and force a draw. And if we try to play bishop to f5 to hit the rook and defend the pawn, then black has rook to h8, which takes away the promotion square again. And if we try to again support the pawn, then black can in the worst case always just sacrifice the rook and force a draw. Instead, the winning move is to play bishop to h7. This blocks the rook from reaching h8, and if black instead captures the bishop with the rook, then we will just immediately promote the pawn to queen, and this is winning for white, a queen versus a rook. And if black captures with the king instead, then we have to be careful not to promote to queen, because black will just have the skewer again. Instead, we have to move the king away from the d file, and at the same time take away the d3 square from the black rook. And we can achieve this by either playing king to c4 or king to e4. And here, if black tries to check on h4, then we just move the king up the board. And here there are no more checks for black, and we will promote and win next. If black plays rook to h1, we promote the queen, rook d1 check. Then we have to move our king all the way down the board, and then we win. And if black instead plays rook to h1, and we promote the queen, and black tries with rook to e1 check, then we can play king to f3, rook to f1, and then king to g2, and again there are no more checks for black, and white wins. So what if black ignores the bishop and doesn't take it at all? What if black plays rook to h5 here instead, check? Then we will play king to c6, rook to h6 check, king to c7, there are no more checks for black, and we will promote to queen. And if black instead plays rook to h2 to try to perform the skewer again, then we will play king to c4 here, and if black plays rook to d2, then we have bishop to d3, which blocks the rook from the pawn. And if black plays rook to h1, here there is only one winning move for white. Can you find it? It is to move the king out of the d file, because black is otherwise threatening this skewer. But we don't play to e4, because this blocks the bishop from some important squares later on. Oops. So after bishop to h7, rook to h1, we play king to c4. And here, if black plays rook to d1, Then we will just play bishop to d3, blocking the rook with the bishop. And if black plays rook to c1 check, what do we play then? Can you find white's only winning move here? It is not to play king to b3, because here black has rook to d1, and we can't stop the black rook from taking our pawn. And it's not to play king to d3, because again, black will force a draw with the skewer. Instead, we win by playing bishop to c2. A very nice move. If black captures the bishop, then we have king to d3, and now the black rook cannot stop the pawn. And if black doesn't take the bishop, well, what can black do? Nothing, because this bishop is taking away the d1 square from the rook. So it's a very nice move. So if you found bishop to h7, or if you found this sneaky idea with bishop to c2, let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next chess puzzle. Have a nice day.